I want you to meet my boy, Jamie Charles Bakker.
Being the son of Jim and Tammy Faye and being that PK, in a way, is an example and a badge of honor for me that says, hey, I've been through this. I've seen the worst Christians can do. I didn't get to grow up the normal PK because my dad lost his church when I was 11. So my PK life was from I was born to 11, and then after that I was the son of a fallen minister. Behind the scenes in a large, recognizable Christian family is a very messy place, and it's very easy to fall into a lot of traps. I partied a lot in high school and in my late teens and until probably about I was 20. My drinking was really a problem. It was out of control. I really felt like God really spoke to my heart one day and said, I love you if you're an alcoholic the rest of your life or if you're sober. When I was 19 and I helped start this ministry revolution, I felt that God made a mistake, and that mistake was me. Everybody's kind of in the midst of sin. We're fallen. We all fall short of God's standard. But God in His gracious kindness says, you're not guilty because my Son paid the price for you. This says blameless sinner, and it's from Colossians 1:22, because it says we've been made holy and blameless as we stand before God without a single fault. Yet, we're fallen. We're all sinners. Love the outcast. This is what the church is for the outcast. The church is for the fallen. The church is for the hurting. The church is for all people, not just the pretty people. I wanted to start a church that I would go to. We want to create a different atmosphere, but we're still a church, and we're still a place for people to come and hear about Christ and get loved on. A lot of people say, well, you're just a minister's kids. You got all these tattoos and stuff, and you're just rebelling against what your parents stood for. And I'm like, not at all. If you want to see radical, go talk to my mom. I mean, my mom, works with the gay community. She works with porn stars, and she loves on those people and shows them Christ. I mean, more than I've ever shown anyone Christ, in my opinion. We have rules and structure here, and this is how it's going to be. Now, I understand there's things like that you have to do, but in some ways I feel like the childlike faith and the sinners and the outcast get left behind. The real mission of Revolution is to let people know that God loves them, no matter what, no matter who they are, no matter what they've done. God's called us to make disciples of all people, but through that He loved them. He pursued them. He cared about them. He ate with them. He spent time with them. He celebrated with them. He mourned with them. He laughed and cried. He did all those things with them.
Wow, God loves you. He really does. How about that?
Wow, I want that. And I started to realize all these things that happened to me in the past, it wasn't God, it was religion, it was man's religion and man's interpretation of religion, not grace and forgiveness. And it was like I was blinded by the grace of God, and I haven't been able to see anything since, because it's just what drives me. Don't get tired of coming here. Don't get tired of hearing about grace. Get excited about it, apply it to your life, and help other people realize who Christ really was and is, and what the gospel really is, and that it really is revolutionary, and that it really is freaking radical and crazy.